I call this meeting to order. Members, please confirm your attendance when I call your name. Maria Ferraro,
Here.
Valentina Brunoni,
Here.
Jim Boscario, Ryan Tufts, planning technician and secretary treasurer,
Here.
Christina Burstick, manager of planning and development,
Here.
Linda Jean, deputy clerk,
Here.
and I'm your chair, Teresa Nicodemo. I'll begin by reading the land acknowledgement statement. We acknowledge that the ground on which we live is in the traditional territory of Caldwell First Nation of the Three Fires Confederacy and the original people of Point Pelee and Pelee Island and its surrounding lands and waters, and that of Huron-Wendat and Wyandot peoples. We recognize and respect the First Nations who are stewards of the land and waters of Turtle Island and who have embraced this stewardship since time immemorial. We would also like to acknowledge the contributions of other nearby First Nation communities and all original people across Turtle Island. And the appeal notice. As a result of provincial changes to the Planning Act, only the applicant and select agencies may appeal a decision of the committee or one or more of the conditions which were imposed. Third-party appeals of consent and/or minor variances, such as neighbors abutting property owners, are no longer allowed to be accepted by the OLT. All applications continue to be subject to a 20-day appeal period, and a written request to receive a copy of the decision and the fee for filing an appeal may be obtained from the Secretary Treasurer. Are there any disclosures of pecuniary interests? See none, and so noted. The adoption of the minutes of the last meeting, that the minutes of the meeting of the Committee of Adjustment dated October 22nd, 2025, be adopted as presented. Can I have a mover and a seconder? Moved by Jim, seconded by Valentina. All in favor? Carried. And that's carried. Mr. Tufts, are there any requests for deferral or withdrawal of any application?
None received.
So noted. The first application for consideration is A-06-2025, file number 4214. The owner is Timberland General Contractors. The address is Cedarview Court for a minor variance to allow the garage to project beyond the front wall of the house. Mr. Tufts, to make a presentation on the application.
Okay, so we have a minor variance application for Cedarview Court for the existing homes that are there. We already have a building permit in the works for 6115, which we gave a variance for in October. So this is for the balance of the lots in that subdivision. The properties are all designated residential district and they're all zoned residential 2 in the zoning bylaw. Singles and semis are permitted use in those zones. This next slide demonstrates a similar development that the builder has on Legacy Grove. So it just shows that projection past the front wall of the home. He just wants to have the ability to offer different design styles to his customers. So that's what the request is for, so that the garage is able to project in front. Currently in the R2 zone, the projection is limited to 1 meter. So this will allow the full garage to project, would still be within the front yard setback requirement of the 25 feet though. Should it be approved, we have no conditions, and I'm available should you have any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Tufts. Gino Piccioni, you may now speak to the matter. You want to come up and push the button for the microphone. And please introduce yourself and provide a brief explanation of your application. And please confirm you have read and understood the staff report.
My name is Gino Piccioni, president of Timberland Homes. And yes, I've read the application and it is correct in what we are looking for relief for. As Ryan explained, we are looking for some relief in the garage setbacks. We are not looking to encroach into the setbacks of the property any further than they allow us to do at this point. We just want to be able to give our clients or prospective clients the ability to have a little bit more flexibility in the design of their custom home. This little 10-lot cul-de-sac is to be filled with some distinct homes, some homes that have some very high level clients, in which I want to be able to offer them the style in which they choose to have. So I just didn't want to feel like we were handcuffed with the garage behind the front of the house detail that's been added to the new bylaw.
All right, thank you. Does the committee, is there anyone present or online who'd like to speak to the application? Does the committee have any questions for Gino Piccioni? And does the committee have any questions for administration? Pardon me, Gino? Okay. Gino, could you maybe turn off your mic? Is it on? I think it, thank you. Having heard any comments or concerns made by administration, agencies, and the public, is the committee ready to make a decision? And I will read the recommendation. That whereas the minor variance is consistent with the general intent and purpose of the official plan and the implementing zoning bylaw, as amended from time to time, and having heard all comments and concerns from the public, agencies, and town staff, be it fair resolved that application A-06-2025, file number 4214 be approved. I need a mover and a seconder. Moved by Maria, seconded by Valentina. All in favor? Okay, that's carried. All right, thank you, Gino. Good luck with your project.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next application for consideration is B-14 2025, file number 4212, and the owner is Goal Digger Incorporated, care of Joyce Nixon, 6125 Tuttle Avenue, a consent to create one new lot at 6125 Tuttle Avenue. Mr. Tufts, to make a presentation on the application, please.
Okay, so we have a consent application before you that's on Tuttle Avenue. The new lot will front onto Elmira Street, so the blue outline is the total lot, and the red will be the new lot that's going to be proposed. The lot is designated residential district in the town's official plan and zoned residential 1, where singles and semis are permitted use. This is just another graphic that shows the new lot that's being proposed in red, and it does exceed the minimum requirements of the bylaw. Should the application be approved, we would have the following conditions. The first, that a survey is prepared. Second, that all taxes are paid. Third, cash in lieu of parkland dedication fee. Fourth, that the applicant install services. Fifth would be that they obtain a right-of-way permit through our Public Works Department. The sixth would be that they dedicate a 3-meter daylight corner to the municipality. Seventh would be a $750 street tree contribution. Eighth would be a $4,000 sidewalk contribution. 9 would be that the applicant satisfy the reapportionment of the drainage assessment. 10th would be that they submit lot grading plans and servicing drawings. Number 11 would be that they submit as-built drawings. And finally, number 12 would be that they provide a financial security for the works that are being performed. And then, of course, they have 2 years from today's meeting to fulfill the above conditions. And I'm available should you have any further questions.
All right, thank you, Mr. Tufts. Joyce Nixon, the agent, you may now speak to the matter. Please introduce yourself and provide a brief explanation of your application. And please confirm you have read and understood the staff report.
Yes, I've read the report, and basically I'm just looking to create a lot and separate the lot from the home.
Okay, thank you. Is anyone present or online who would like to speak to the application? Does committee have any questions for Ms. Nixon? And does committee have any questions for administration? Yes, Maria?
Just concerning the daylight corner, is that 3-meter by 3-meter sufficient space that would ensure safety, any safety concerns?
That is the dimensions that were provided from our Public Works Department.
So that's a standard, right? Standard condition?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Having heard any comments or concerns made by administration, agencies, and the public, is the committee ready to make a decision? And I will read the recommendation. That whereas the consent is consistent with the general intent and purpose of the official plan and the implementing zoning bylaw as amended from time to time, and having heard all comments and concerns from the public, agencies, and town staff, be it therefore resolved the application B-14-2025, file number 4212, be approved. Can I have a mover and a seconder? Moved by? Maria? Seconded by? Valentina, and all in favor? And that's everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Nixon. The next application for consideration is B-15-2025, file number 4213. The owner is Paul and Kimberly Lemon, care of Jack Ramiri. The address is 7750, 7770, and 7780 Matchett Road. A consent to create lot lines and one lot addition at 7750, 7770, and 7780 Matchett Road. Mr. Tufts to make a presentation on the application.
So before you, we have an application. It's actually two. So one would be the readjustment of existing lot lines, and then the second would be a lot addition. So these properties are all designated rural agricultural in the town's official plan, and they're zoned residential, rural residential. Single detached dwellings are permitted use in this zone. So this is a zoomed in version of what's being proposed. So currently the red and green is the one property. There's a subsequent slide that'll show it better. So what's going to happen is that lot will be severed into two, and then the yellow is a lot addition that will come from 7770 that will be added to the lot number 2 to create the sufficient frontage. So this kind of highlights it better. So number 1 and 2 are currently one lot, so that will be separated into two, and then the little triangle that was in yellow in the previous slide is what will be added from the red portion. So it's in that little green triangle, so that'll be added to number 2. So currently there were three homes there. They were demolished. There's 3 addresses, so all that's happening is the lot lines are being readjusted for 3 new homes to be constructed. Should the application be approved, we would have the following conditions. The first is that they provide a survey. Second, property taxes. Third, cash in lieu of parkland dedication. Fourth would be that they install the services. Fifth is that they apply for a right-of-way permit. Sixth would be that they provide a $750 street tree contribution. Seventh would be lot grading plans and servicing. Number 8 would be a drainage reapportionment. Number 9 would be as-built drawings. 10 would be a security for the works performed. And then again, they have 2 years from today's meeting to fulfill any of the conditions. And again, I'm available should you have any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Tufts. I see on Zoom we have Jack Ramiri, the agent. You may now speak to the matter, and please introduce yourself and a brief explanation of your application. And please confirm you have read and understood the staff report.
Yes, I have. I'm the solicitor for Mr. and Mrs. Paul and Kim Lemon, and we also have the kind of assistance of Jerry Kavanaugh, their architect, and Mr. Piccioni is going to be their builder. So we're glad to be here to answer any questions. Mr. Tufts has set out everything very, very well. Basically, in a nutshell, Mr. and Mrs. Lemon have done kind of a land assembly in terms of buying properties at that corner of Matchett and Victory Road. And basically the overall intention is to create 2 new lots northerly, I believe, for Mr. Lemon's children to build on in the future, with the kind pre-consultation of the town's administration. As Mr. Tufts referred to, that little triangular piece that was taken, that was done to make sure that that lot number 2 would meet the town's zoning bylaw requirements as to frontage. So that was a reason for that little adjustment there. But other than that, as I said, kind of the team is all here to answer questions from the committee.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Ramirez. Is anyone present or online who would like to speak to the application? Does the committee have any questions for Mr. Ramirez? Good. Does the committee have any questions for administration? All right, so having heard any comments or concerns made by administration, agencies, and the public, is the committee ready to make a decision? And I will read the recommendation. That whereas the consent is consistent with the general intent and purpose of the official plan and the implementing zoning bylaw as amended from time to time, and having heard all comments and concerns from the public, agencies, and town staff, be it therefore resolved that application B-15-2025, file number 4213, be approved. Can I have a mover and a seconder? Moved by Maria, seconded by Valentina. And all in favor? And that's everyone, and that is carried. All right, well, thank you very much. It's been approved. Best of luck.
Thanks to the committee and administration. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
The date of the next meeting is February 18, 2026. And the meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.